Check, check, check. Hello, hello, hello.
Check, check.
Just testing out this setup, learning all I can. All right. I know I'm a little early. We're going to give it a few minutes. Check, check, check. All right. Hello, hello. Thank you for being here. I'm going to give it a minute, and I have a fun story that is a bonus scam. While I was setting up this screen and getting everything together, um, I got a call from someone that was telling me that my Google account was compromised and that someone in Virginia was trying to take over my account and um, use it to change the emergency contact number and the password. And of course, that's not happening. I can show you where to see everyone, all of the current activity on your Gmail account or Yahoo account or Microsoft account, whatever it is. Um, but they insisted that the tokens were being used to spoof my IP address. So they were coming from Virginia on a Amazon or an Android Samsung S20 to my browser, and that's why I wasn't seeing it there. And it was pretty funny. They put me on hold, and the guy came back and told me that look out my window tonight, and called me a bitch and hung up. Um, there's no getting away from scams, whether it's people trying to hack into your account so that they can get to your docs, so they can find your passwords or wallet keys or bank account information, or all of the scams that we're going to talk about today. It's pretty much exactly the same thing. You know, we all know someone that's been scammed, um, in or out of crypto. I'm doing this because I've been scammed plenty. So I think we're gonna just get into it. Let me introduce myself. Let me tell you what's going on and what we're gonna cover. Uh, if you're new here, I'm David with Crypto Clarity Collective. Crypto Clarified is what the website's called in the community. I've been in the blockchain for 12 plus years. I've lost real money to multiple different of scams that we're going to talk about. Uh, BitConnect. Anyone remember that? Rug pulls. I've had sent crypto to fake addresses that I thought were legitimate. Um, I've spent the last several years reverse engineering all of those scams and figuring out how they worked and turning that experience into a framework that I built. It's called the 12 Red Flags Crypto Framework. I have a book that I wrote about it. We could talk more about that later. But I wanted to take some time over the past couple of weeks. I've been recording a series of short videos while I'm walking my dogs, whom I'm sure throughout the course of this video you'll hear. They'll bark and you'll hear them. Um, and each one covers a different scam. A lot of them happening right now. A lot of them came out of the news, not just stuff that is historical. I published 10 of those videos. I wanted to take some time to go into them in depth tonight, all of them, and show you the actual tools that I use, the sites involved, and give you a framework to protect yourself that goes beyond just be careful. People all the time, whether it's investing for money or to watch out for a scam, tell you to do your own research. Um, and it's not a good thing unless they give you the tools and framework that you need to do your own research. So I'm going to take a little time of your day tonight or your evening, and hopefully give you all of that. Before we get going, drop in a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. If you've been stung by any of these before, and we'll hopefully cover them and help you be smarter, be better, be less vulnerable in the future. I mean, these scams happen to the smartest of all of us. I don't think I'm the smartest of all of us, but I am involved in tech. I've been doing this a long time. I know what to look for, and that I've been scammed multiple times is a testament to how good these people are. And we're going to cover 10 different hacks, scams, the approval trap, SIM swapping, fake hardware wallet sites, phishing signatures, bridge risks, pig butchering scams, fake crypto giveaways, romance scams, rug pulls, and fake exchanges and support scams. All right. The first one is the approval trap. The first short I published was about the approval trap. And I picked it first because it's the most invisible DeFi threat. Here's the concept. Whenever you use a DeFi protocol, Uniswap, any DEX, any DeFi app, and you swap a token, you actually sign two transactions. The first one says, I give the protocol permission to move my tokens. The second one executes the actual swap. Most people only think about the swap. Nobody thinks about the permissions. And that permission doesn't expire. It doesn't have a timeout. You gave it once and it is still active on chain right now. If that protocol gets exploited 6 months later, hackers can use your old permission to drain your wallet without you doing anything, without you signing anything new. The Ronin bridge hack, the Matcha meta exploit, these are approval attacks. Users hadn't done anything wrong recently. They just had old permissions sitting there. Let me share my screen and I'll show you what I do and how you can and should check this out immediately. 1 second. This site is called revoke.cash, and you can connect your wallet. You see my wallet's connected there. I have a little demo wallet that I can use. And I can pick a chain. I don't think there's anything on Ethereum there. I know there's something on Base. Let's have a look there. Live demos, right? Let me try a different chain. There. Okay. So none on Arbitrum. I know there are some on Base. There. So I've approved all of these tokens, and the approval amount here unlimited on most of them. I can highlight all of them. I'm not going to. I'm gonna unhighlight all of them. This one I don't know anything about. IDRX. I do know about that. Yep, all of these all make sense. And I'm going to revoke those approvals. It's as simple as that. Revoke.cash. I have to sign it, and I don't have my wallet plugged in, so I'm not going to do it. But that's an easy one to fix, and one you shouldn't ignore. No one should. Go to revoke.cash this week. Audit your approvals. Revoke anything older than 30 days that you're not actively using. The next scam that we talked about was SIM swap attacks. A SIM swap is one of those attacks that sounds complicated, but the mechanics are really, really simple. Surprisingly simple. Scarily simple. Your phone number is linked to your carrier. Your carrier's customer service rep can transfer that number to a new SIM card if someone calls them and convinces them they're you. They use your name, your address, the last 4 of your social, information that's leaked in data breaches constantly. Once they have your number on their SIM, every 2-factor authentication text message meant for you goes to them. So they request a password reset on your exchange account. The 2-factor authentication goes to their phone, they're in. You're locked out, and they have full access to drain whatever you have there. This has happened to crypto holders with hundreds of thousands of dollars. It happened to a guy in the news who lost $24 million in one night. One phone call to a carrier rep is all that it took. Your defense in a SIM lock is a SIM lock pin. I'm going to share the screen again. I'm just pulling up Verizon here because Verizon, they're big. And you can go to Verizon up here, enable, I'm going to go to this link instead, disable SIM protection or enable SIM protection. And here's the steps of how to do it. You can search on whatever your carrier is, SIM swap protection, replace that with AT&T or T-Mobile or whatever you want. And you could find a very, very simple way to put in a password that a user won't know or a thief won't know, and you can protect yourself from ever having a SIM swap attack. Another thing is that 2-factor authentication on SMS is a pretty bad idea anymore because of this. right? Use Google's Authenticator app or a third-party authenticator app, Authy. Microsoft has an authenticator app. Any of them will work, and you can set up two-factor authentication with an app as simple as you can get a text. Your phone's always in your hand. You have backup codes. You have a lot of protections if you do that. The third red flag that we talked about, or scam that we talked about, were fake hardware wallet sites. The device looks real. The seed phrase was already compromised when you got it. This is a personal one for me because it targets the exact moment when someone is trying to do the right thing. Hardware wallets are the most important thing. I have a lot of hardware wallets. I have this Trezor. I have a brand new One Key. I have a Ring by Ledger. And I had, not by Ledger, by, who makes, yeah, it is Ledger, the card people. I have a Keystone 1 that's air gapped, which is really my favorite because it's extra supportive. So people are trying to do the right thing, and to save $12, they buy it from Amazon, or they buy it from eBay, um, or they buy it from any third party on Facebook. And they get it and they open it and they're like, oh great, here's the password. They plug it in and they save the password, and that seed phrase that's in the box is known by someone already. You should never, ever, ever, ever use a seed phrase that comes with your device. Matter of fact, you should never use a device that comes with a seed phrase already. That should go straight in the garbage, or try to get a refund, but don't ever use it. Um, there's two attacks happening in this scam. The first is the fake site, buying from a third party site that ships a compromised device. A lot of them look exactly the same. The second is the device itself is real and it comes with the pre-configured seed phrase. It's just for your convenience, of course. And it extra it extra stings because people trying to do the right thing are instantly getting robbed. Sorry, I'm going to change some of this stuff. I use a hardware wallet, and you should only buy a hardware wallet from the manufacturer site, from Trezor.io or Keystone or Key.1, Keystone.1. I have all the links to the real site in my link tree, and I'll share them in the description of this video. Don't let it happen to you. I can show you, let me share my screen again. Type in the wallet name. Type in where you're going. Don't follow a link. If I just search for Trezor.io, let's see what comes up. Trezor.io, these are all the real site Trezor.io, but I bet it's not too far. There's Amazon Trezor. Trezor Wallet Official, sites.google.com. Oh, look, see, that's spelled wrong. So it looks just the same, but it's spelled wrong. So this is going to sell you a wallet. You're going to buy it. You're going to think that everything is right, and you're going to really be vulnerable. You're going to get hacked. So don't do it. Only buy from links you trust. Only buy from verified links. You know, if you, I have an affiliate link to Trezor and to Keystone. Um, you know, there was a time when I wouldn't even consider doing that. But Keystone.one or Trezor.io, the links on my page are affiliate links. I make a couple of pennies each time you buy a wallet. Um, be smart. Always look at the name. Look at what's going on, and don't get tricked by this. It's way too easy. Um, if you bought your hardware wallet anywhere but the official manufacturer and you still have crypto on it, buy a new one and move your crypto. The next scam is phishing signatures. You didn't send a transaction, you signed a permission. You could sign a permission. You know, this is always when people say, I don't want to get too deep in technical stuff, but Satoshi Nakamoto invented Bitcoin, and people have over the years said that they're him, and they've asked, well, send a transaction, just a transaction, a signed transaction. It could say "Hello World" from one of your wallets if you've done that. And these people that, of course, aren't him or her have not done it. They can't do it. They always have an excuse and a reason. You could send a transaction. It doesn't cost anything, and oftentimes it's a permission. So it's the most technically advanced scam because it's hitting people hard right now. And here's what makes it so dangerous. It's really, there's no transaction. Nothing is happening. You don't send anything. You don't pay gas. You just send a message that pops up in MetaMask. That pops up, it looks completely normal. It says something like permit or seaport or signed type data. It's like words strung together. You've seen pop-ups all over the place on legitimate sites. They happen. The signature is your drainer permission. If you just gave a smart contract unlimited access to transfer your tokens at any time, it was designated to look like just a routine DeFi interaction, and it requires zero gas because you didn't execute a transaction. It's a signature. You just sign an off-chain message, and by the time you realize something's wrong, your wall's empty. They're mostly deployed on fake airdrop sites or fake minting pages, phishing links that sent through Discord or Twitter or DMs. Just be careful. You know, I'm talking about all this stuff, these terrifying scams, and the fact of the matter is, it's not too hard to be safe. I'm These scams are in all finance and all things in the world. There's horrible people, and there's a special place in hell for all of them. Um, it's not too hard to be careful. You just have to really know what to look for. You know, crypto is the wild, wild west, and it's getting a lot better. It's not as crazy as it was, but still, around every corner, there's one of these scams happening, and they're happening every single day. You know, G Love, the musician, just lost 5 Bitcoin almost because he went to the Apple store, the App Store for his Apple phone, downloaded the app for Ledger, his wallet, and and it was a fake app, and he lost. They stole his Bitcoin as soon as he connected his wallet. You know, there's just, we're all vulnerable. We have to be careful. The tip is, don't get an app from the App Store. Get it from the manufacturer's website. Get the wallet from MetaMask.com. Get the wallet app from Trezor.com or from Ledger.com or from whatever Tangent. That's the ring, Tangent. Uh, Go to manufacturer sites or places that you really, really trust, or someone who you know you can have recourse against if you get scammed. You know, my links are on my site, and I am me, and I don't hide who I am. So you can certainly, hopefully, trust and use those links too. So with phishing signatures, again, revoke.cash. I have a browser extension for Scam Sniffer. It's called Scam Sniffer, and it's a Google Chrome extension. I'm looking at it right now to see if there's anything worth demoing. No, it just notices red flags, and it's worth checking out. Um, I've had it flag things that were perfectly legitimate before, but I've also had it flag things that weren't, that I knew weren't, or hoped I knew weren't, and it's worked out. So install the Scam Sniffer extension. It's good, and commit to one rule: no signatures without understanding what you're doing. The next scam is bridge risks. Whenever you bridge a coin, Bitcoin only lives on the Bitcoin network. Um, if you want to move that Bitcoin to Ethereum, you have to bridge it. And what that means is that there's a company or a project that built a tool that will collect your Bitcoin on one side of the bridge, wrap it, and, and and mint it as a wrapped Bitcoin on the Ethereum side, and it's one for one. One Bitcoin equals one wrapped Bitcoin, and that wrapped Bitcoin now lives on Ethereum. Uh, this bridge over the years or months or whatever, however much time, has so much Bitcoin that's been bridged over. It's a really high value target for anybody that's looking to steal money. So what do you do? I mean, we all, if we're in crypto, move our Ethereum to base and our base Ethereum to another network. We bridge networks all the time. And some of these bridges, it takes half an hour to move the coins, to wrap it and mint the new ones and move them into your wallet. Um, and if they get hacked during that time, that's going to be bad news. We try to use trusted bridges. Ronin was a trusted bridge. Wormhole was a trusted bridge. Nomad was a trusted bridge. Over $1 billion of hacks, and got robbed from all of those. All three of them are still working. The real trick is this: you move your Bitcoin to wrapped Bitcoin, and then you need to get out of wrapped Bitcoin, because then even if there is a hack and the bridge gets compromised and all of that Bitcoin that's uh, the collateral for the wrapped Bitcoin gets stolen. If you've traded your wrapped Bitcoin for Ethereum, you have no risk. So I always get out of the token if it's a token like that. There are several tokens, Ethereum, USDC, that are the same on both sides, and they're not wrapped versions. But if you're transferring Bitcoin or Avalanche or Solana and you're bridging it to a different network and getting a wrapped version of it, the quicker you get out of it, the quicker your assets are safe. There's tools like DeFi Llama, another tool like L2 that stands for level 2. L2beat.com is a good site. You could see the volume on the bridges. You could see what's going on, what's going in and going out over the day, over the week, over a year, and the total value locked. The bridges are getting better and more sophisticated. Like I said, Wormhole got hacked for $320 million, and is like the fourth or fifth biggest bridge right now. We can look and see. I'm not going to keep pulling up my screen. There's no value in that. But before you bridge something, have a look. Go to L2Beat or go to DeFi Llama Bridges and just make sure that where you're sending your crypto or where it's coming from is a bridge that's not super high risk. They're all risk. The next scam is a big one: pig butchering scams. And this is a scam in real life and in traditional finance that my wife and I know someone who just got really, 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 really taken by. She lost hundreds of thousands of dollars this way. And it happens in crypto as often as it happens in traditional finance. And the name is exactly what it sounds like. They fatten you up before the slaughter. Here's how it works. You get a random text, the wrong number, maybe a LinkedIn connection, a dating app, a friendly stranger. They're in no hurry. They talk to you for weeks, build real trust. They're charming, they're interested in your life. They might even be genuinely romantic. Then, casually, almost as a side note, they mention they've been making incredible returns on crypto and would love to share the opportunity with a friend. They walk you through a platform that looks completely legitimate, uh, that has Bloomberg logos on it and NASDAQ logos and everything that looks completely professional. It's got a real design. You deposit a little bit of money, it shows gains. You're encouraged, you take some out, everything's fine. Your balance climbs and climbs. You're excited, you tell all your friends. Um, then one day you try to withdraw, and suddenly there's fees or taxes or a verification requirement. You pay those because you're so close to all of your big money, and there's more fees until you realize the platform was just fake. The gains were fabricated numbers on a screen. The person was a professional scammer, possibly trafficked into scamming and kind of a compound in Southeast Asia, and just working a script and doing what they do. Um, the FBI reports billions lost to pig butchering scams. Now I'm pulling up a site. Um, every year. It's not a niche, it's a global industry. I'm going to share my screen again because if this happens to you or someone that you know, there really is recourse. Um, the uh, the ICCC, the Internet Crime Complaint Center. If this happens, go there, fill out a form, follow the instructions, and these reports actually matter. They're how investigators build cases, and it's how they find these people and maybe recover your fund, but more likely prevent it from happening to someone else. Um, the rule's absolute. If any stranger online on any platform introduces you to a crypto investment opportunity, walk away. Every single time. No exceptions. Real investment opportunities don't come from strangers on dating apps. Share this one. This is the scam that's hitting people outside of the crypto community. Your parents, your friends who don't know DeFi, share the short. The shorts are all on my channel. Um, yeah, that one hurts. Another one is fake crypto giveaways. I don't know how many of you go on YouTube, but there's always lives going on with Elon Musk giving away crypto or Vitalik giving away Ethereum. Give me half of a Bitcoin and I'll send you a whole Bitcoin. And these scammers are so convincing. They wrap you up in the whole thing. Look, I'm going to share my screen here because I have one. Uh, and it's remarkable, right? Here's free crypto from Elon, 150,000 in 3 minutes. IWO.com is fake. Signing up. There you go. And there it is. 1.3 Bitcoin just by signing up. There's zero chance that that's real. And why would it be? Elon Musk isn't giving away any crypto, and neither is anybody else. You know, in Twitter, it's follow me and I'll give give one of the people that like this post a Bitcoin. It's just to get likes. It's just to get comments. It's just to get traction. This is just to get your money. No one's giving away Bitcoin. Don't fall for it. I don't need to talk much more about that one because I think that we've all been wrapped up into something really good, like been hustled by the three-card Monte guy on the street just because we get into what's happening, we get into what people are saying and the excitement and the moment and all of it happens. But we have to keep our heads and know that in crypto, no one is giving away anything. Don't let it happen. I got three more, and I want to hurry through them. The romance scams are the next one. It's a little bit different than pig butchering in a very specific way. The distinction matters. Pig butchering is scripted, investment fraud. It uses romantic or some kind of framing to build trust. Romance scams are way more personal. The target is the relationship itself, and crypto's the payment mechanism. You meet someone on a dating app or a Facebook or Instagram, the relationship feels real. There's genuine emotional connection. Weeks or months in, they have an emergency, a medical bill, a business crisis, a travel problem, and they need money. Can you send crypto? It's faster. You do, the emergency never ends. They never show up. The victim in a romance scam isn't naive, they're in love, or what felt like love. These are designed by professionals to create real emotional attachment before the financial extraction begins. The shame survivors feel is enormous, and it prevents reporting. The FBI estimates that Americans lose over $1 billion a year to this, and that's just what gets reported. Google reverse image search is the tool that you would use for this. For social catfish is a paid service. You could do the same thing, but you could take an image of someone's Facebook profile or LinkedIn profile or wherever you met them, drag it into the Google reverse image search, and it's images.google.com, and it'll tell you if there's 15 names attached to this picture, or it'll give you good information, and you should be able to tell immediately. But the rule is that if anyone you've met online and never seen on video in real time asks you for anything, it's a scam. Verify them before any money changes hands. A legitimate person will understand a request to show their face, to see their lips move. A scammer will find a reason to avoid it. These are even getting better because there's deep fakes. You could go to HeyGen and make a video of somebody, and then you can make that video say whatever you want. It's not going to be long before that video and that person can interact with and live conversations. So these are only going to get more sophisticated. Um, and it's hard. Please be careful. The rug pull. I wrote the book, 12 Red Flags. I literally wrote the book, and it's available. We'll talk about that later too. I built a 12-point system for catching rug pulls before they happen. The core of it is just a few different things. I'm going to show you a tool that I built so that you don't have to spend the hour and a half that I used to have to do to check all of these 12 red flags. It's the heart of everything that Crypto Clarity Collective is. It's why we're having this meeting right now. I reversed all of the scams that I've been hit by, that I've read about, that I found out about, and found out what they had in common, what patterns kept appearing, and that became the 12 red flags framework. A rug pull happens when a project founder or developers drain the liquidity and disappear, leaving token holders with 10 million tokens that are worth under a penny. The rug is what is the liquidity being pulled out from under you. The red flags are an anonymous team with no verifiable history. Not just anonymous, there's reasons to be anonymous in crypto. Uh, but no LinkedIn, no verifiable past projects, no doxing. Just be careful. Locked liquidity that isn't actually locked. Legitimate projects lock their liquidity in a time lock contract. Locked liquidity that's controlled by a multi-signature wallet, and the team controls isn't really locked. Um, Centralized token ownership. If the top wallet holds 30 or 40 or 50% of the supply, all it takes is that person to sell everything and the price goes to nothing. 4, no audit or paid audit from or bad audit from a firm no one's ever heard of. Um, Certec, Trail of Bits, Halborn, those are real companies. Um, they have full reports. If somebody shows you an audit from cryptosafeaudit.com and it's half a page PDF and the domain's been registered for 14 days, that's nothing. The 5th flag is unnatural price action. Massive spikes with no news. Price doesn't go up just because. There's always a reason. That's just a coordinated effort to pump up the price, bring new people in, get them excited, and then dump everything. Um, I have a bunch of tools, but I'm just going to show you my tool that I built. Sorry that this is so hard for me to share my screen every time, but it is what it is. I'm learning. On my site, I have the DeFi opportunities. It's free for newsletter subscribers. A free newsletter subscriber gets 3 free scans a month. A premium subscriber gets unlimited scans. And along with the opportunity scanner, I have another scanner that I run every couple hours that goes and searches for new pools that are worth it with good APYs. And you can have a look and see what's going on. But that's not what we're here to talk about. That's just another bonus tool. We're here to talk about the scanner. If you find here the meme wall of fame, I'm going to find just any scan. This is a hot one. AI Meta. Here's a pair of virtual and wrapped ETH. Virtuals is an AI company, an AI token. It's actually pretty good, but let's run it in the scanner and see what happens. So if I put the whole link, I can just use the address and then I can run that scan. And what this is doing is it's going to Dex Screener, finding the contract. It's running it against all 12 of those red flags that we just talked about. We didn't talk about all 12 of them, but this is scanning against all 12 of them. And it'll take up to a minute and bring back the results. And we will see it is a risk score of 6. It's medium risk. Let's see why. Warning of unverified contract, an anonymous team. There's a red flag for no liquidity lock. You can go through all of these and see that now we're also showing that the pair is worth, I can't see that on my glasses, 69 cents. There's $766 million in liquidity in the pool, which is pretty good. The price change in 24 hours is 0.5%. $8 million in volume in 24 hours is pretty good. Medium risk score of 6. Take that advice and do with it what you will. All of our risk tolerances are different. I don't even see the APR. I didn't look when we were at the site, but it could be a valuable pool for you if you're long, if you're interested in virtuals, if it's a good project for you. You can also just scan a token. I'll I'll go back to deck screener. We just scanned the whole pool. If I want to just check out this token, it's on base, I think. We can scan just the token. Unknown on Merlin chain, so it's the wrong. It's the wrong token or the wrong chain, and I'm not going to spend our time figuring that out. But the scanner goes through all 12 of those red flags, and it does it in a minute instead of an hour. And I recommend that you run everything that you are considering investing in through that. Deck screener I just showed you about. It's a great place to see the age of a token, of a project, of a pair, and very, very valuable. Another site is Go Plus Labs, where you can do a security check on any token, the same way that we just did on my site. It's a little more in depth. I care more about the liquidity pools, and that's what I'm new to the token security, but it's all growing. The 10th and last red flag or scam is fake exchanges and support scams. They find you, you didn't find them. Just like I opened this call, Google called me 15 minutes before I went live to tell me that someone in Virginia was trying to change the emergency phone number, the validation phone number for my two-factor authentication on my Gmail account, and they were there to help me. You post in a crypto forum that you need help, maybe you lost something, maybe something's taking time, having trouble with Coinbase, and then within seconds you get someone like, hey, I'm the Coinbase support guy, and they send you to a support portal that looks just like Coinbase and ask you for your seed phrase. It happens all the time. If ever you've asked a question about crypto in Telegram or on Discord or on Reddit, you've gotten these messages like, I'm the support guy, let me help you. And all they're there for is to send you to this fake site where you put in your seed phrase, your real seed phrase, and then nothing happens except your wallet gets drained. There's no exchange support team DMing you anywhere for anything. Binance support isn't going to reach out to you via Telegram. The sites Binance.com and Coinbase.com, go to their websites and find their support. I'm on Coinbase.com, and if I go to looking through their page on the company tab, there's support. Find answers to your questions. No one's going to reach out to you. They don't care enough. They don't want to support you when you reach out to them the right way. But they're gonna help you if you do it the right way. And don't get tricked. They all are scams if they're not from the original site. Only go there. Never give your seed phrase to support. Even if you are on that site, there's exact replicas of that site, and they spoof it and send you to another one. If you get asked for your seed phrase, don't give it no matter what. It's really important that you do that. These 10 scams are all happening in traditional finance on Ethereum EVMs right now. Bitcoin, and I'm going to the Bitcoin conference next week, and this is a big, big topic because Bitcoin is getting into BTC-Fi, and they're in the infancy of what has made all of these scams available on Ethereum and level 2 networks. Bitcoin has ruins, and they have different layer 2 networks now, and they're having all of these decentralized finance apps and liquidity pools, and all of the same things are going to start happening in Bitcoin. So even if you're a Bitcoin maxi and you want to dabble in any of that stuff, this is what's coming. By protecting you, I'm protecting me. I think that's why I made this. I don't want to see anybody get hurt, but the main reason is because if we could get all of this under control, cryptocurrency is the greatest thing that can happen to us, and from a financial standpoint, it's protected, safe, trustless, transparent money. You can't use crypto to be a scammer, uh, because you could follow all of the money. And we can get to a point where we can, you know, really trace down where it is and lock that wallet down that just stole it all. And it's either just gone and we can pay somebody back because now that wallet can never do it. There's a lot of things that can happen and a lot of things that will happen, but we all need to be smarter. We all need to be diligent. That's 10 scams. Every single one of them we work through, they're either exploiting urgency or trust or complexity. The approval trap works because no one reads permission pop-ups. SIM swap works because carriers provide convenience over security. Pig butchering works because the relationship feels real. Fake support works because you're stressed and someone offered help. None of these required your target. They're not requiring you to be stupid. Smart people get hit every day by one of these. The defense isn't intelligence, it's process. It's having a checklist you run before you act, especially when you're under pressure. That's the 12 red flags framework. That's why I built it. And that's why I'm keep publishing, because every week there's a new variation of one of these same patterns. If you want to go deeper, here's what I've built to help you. I have a newsletter, cryptoclaritycollective.com/subscribe. 3 times a week. Monday fundamentals is free. Wednesday and Friday are a security deep dive and a DeFi deep dive. That's $9 a month, less than a couple cups of coffee, and it can save you lots of money. You get unlimited access to the scanner, and and I think that the price is going up soon, but it's certainly worth $9 pretty easily. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't. I do dog walking shorts every single day. They're going to keep coming, and I can't wait to hear from you all. I don't know if any of you survived the whole time, but I'm done, and I want to open up the call for any questions that you might have. And why do you prefer Ledger over Trezor? I mean, Trezor over Ledger? Well, that's a really simple thing. Trezor is an open source company and are very, very transparent about all that they're doing. Ledger, also open source, but they keep your seed phrase in the cloud, and that's just a vulnerability that none of us need. We didn't talk about it in this. Don't ever put your seed phrase on your computer, in a text, on a Google Doc, on in iCloud. That can get compromised. And anytime someone sees 12 or 24 random words, the first thing they're going to do is open a new wallet and see if they can get lucky and find someone's tokens. Put it on a piece of paper, put it on metal, lock it up, and don't ever let it hit the internet. That's why my Keystone is my favorite wallet, because that doesn't even hit the internet. I have to take pictures of barcodes, um, and and uh, and it's the way to go. I think that my time here is about done. We've covered everything that we need to cover. I invite you again to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell. I try to release the dog walking talks every morning at 9 or 10 Pacific. The newsletter, cryptoclaritycollective.com. I hope that you all can join me and we can make this a little bit safer place. Have a wonderful night and have a wonderful week. See you at Bitcoin 2026. If you're going next week, drop me a holler. Have a great